The People First podcast is a show presented by people with learning disabilities. For our friends and the community, we talk about issues that are important to us and interview interesting people to find out new information. This is our way to make a difference and have our voices heard.
If you or someone you know has a learning disability or autism and are looking for support or advice on voting, finding a polling station or filling in a voting passport, you can get in touch with People First, Keithley and Craven.
By phone on 01535 607222. Email to admin@peoplefirstqc.com or through our social media pages. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Hello and welcome to People First podcast. Today we have an important episode about voting and general election. It's timely with population being called in the UK. And the show we have 3 people with learning disabilities are experts with living experience in voting. Thank you to join us on the show. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Thank you for the invite. I am Dr. Mark Brooks, MBE. I work for Dimensions and I'm advocacy lead, and I'm here to talk around the snap election, where we are doing a campaign at the moment called My Vote, My Voice, helping people to get ready for the election now on the 4th of July.
Thank you for having me. I'm myself advocate for choice support, and I'm also a part of my Voice campaign, which encourage people to vote on July the 4th, which is the general election.
So my name is Ishmael. I'm the Partnership and Government Engagement Officer at MinCap. I work along with my Voice campaign to improve the accessibility on voting.
How do you think the voting important?
Okay, so yes, it's very important. I think I've been working in politics now for a long time, and we know people with learning disability and autism have been left out of that for a very long time. So when I came in, it was very new around voting and around accessibility. And now with the My Vote, My Voice campaign, it's really good. People are asking the right questions. People who didn't know they could vote, now that they can vote. And I think with the mayor election, that was a taste to see how people felt around voting. And now with the general election now been set, I think it's really important that people know that they can vote, and then they get that chance on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I agree with Mark on this. I think it's really important that people get disability get to vote, because to not get them to know what voting is and encouraging them to vote, because most of people that I have spoken to have not voted at all. or been to a voting station. So it's really important that people know how to vote and how to register to vote.
The importance of voting is one part is that we have a voice with a disability and it's our right to vote, and also making sure accessible information is provided for people with disabilities and learning disabilities. Second part, that we also use people with disabilities and learning disabilities may have a lot of health problems or a lot of different other things that the government take granted, where we use public services and welfare services like benefits to, and also other public services that we take access to the funding of the government that provides. So in both ways, it's important to why we should vote. One, we should have a voice and right, and one is that we also use a lot of things that funding that is taken control by the government. So there's two ways of reasons why we should vote.
What kind of help would make voting for people with learning disabilities easier?
Okay, thank you for that question. Over the last 2 years of this campaign, what we've focused on is knowing that people can vote. So the webpage, My Voice, does help people do that. We're hoping, what would it be in the 21st century, that everyone is registered to vote. We don't know if everyone is, but that's why this campaign came about. It's got easy read how to register. It's got all the IDs. We've been working with the Electoral Commission as well to make sure that everyone's got the right ID. So before My Voice, people had to struggle with, if they did have a passport, finding their birth certificate, and if they could drive. So the Easy Read webpage on My Voice helps that. So I think this time around, hopefully people will be prepared to vote and want to vote.
Yeah, just trying to make also understanding there's different ways of voting as well. It can be a positive vote, polling station, and there's many other options that people can vote as long we have the right information. And also the guides are accessible. So My Voice has been really good campaign where it's providing great easy support around this when it comes to disabilities and learning disabilities. So yeah, and also we've been working along with Electoral Commission, making sure all bits of their area goes very smoothly when it comes to voting.
How to put it in presentation in campaign that correct people to vote?
Thank you. That's a really good question. And I think you've got 3 people here that can actually say, hopefully, we're leading the way to tell people around how to vote, and then tell them all the issues that may be able to help them decide. So there's 3 main parties, and then there's other parties. So it's important that they understand what the 3 big main parties and the other small parties. So I think with myself, Ishmael, and I think we have done a lot of work in the nearly 2 years to help people understand what voting's all about, and they have a voice and they should vote if they want to.
I agree with Mark by saying because I've been volunteering around and also I've been basically holding workshops around voting and what is voting and how to vote and getting the information in easy read format so people will understand like what all the parties manifestos are talking about and it's their choice on who to vote for. Do they really understand what each party is talking about and where to vote and etc. I have been doing this for like 12 years now.
I would like to sort of say is like making sure voting is more clear to everyone, how the support of voting, where easy read information is provided and information that's needed, and also making sure that all the parties keep it nice and neutral on fairness, and where it comes to when it comes to voting, to making sure we're providing the easy access to voting, to making sure that people are clear of each steps, how to vote, and also the purpose of voting, why it's important for people to vote. Yeah.
Why do you think my people with learning disabilities don't vote?
Okay, thank you. And a really good question again. So thank you for that. Well, in the past, when I was firstly involved in voting, not many people knew that they could vote because there was no information around back when I first started, there wasn't much around people with learning disability and autism. It was still fairly new. So going forward, when I joined Dimension, part of that was looking at the issue was why people didn't know that they could vote, and if they could vote, what would they need to do? So like registering, not many people were registered at the beginning when voting for people with learning disabilities came around. But I think over the years it's got a lot better. So this campaign, I think, has really, really helped people, I hope, with the accessibility, with us going around doing workshops. Unfortunately now, the plan was, if it was going to be in October, November, to do as many workshops as we can around the country. But now it's down to 6 weeks. We're not going to be able to do as many workshops as we liked. But one thing we do put in there to also help people on the bowling poo is called reasonable adjustment. So if people need extra help, then they can get that at the voting station.
Yeah, that's a good question as well. Like I personally think why people have voted in the past is the lack of understanding of voting. Like not every person do go to like social clubs like an organization, so they wouldn't know what voting is, and they got a right to vote, what proof of ID you need to get to vote for now.
So before the voting part of area, I think we had to register to vote. So some people find registering to vote very difficult to fill in the actual form. Sometimes some people might get support around it, and it's very hard to get support. Some people find it hard to find support. People can help them to get them understanding what each question is saying when you're registering to vote. So that's the first thing, because without registering to vote, the local authority won't able to send you a polling card. in the polls. So registering for is very important when it comes to disabilities, and making sure that fill in on time and it's fill in and send it back to the local authority. So yeah, so I think I feel that where my voice campaign, we have also provided good easy to read information about registering to vote and many other steps of voting, and when it comes to people's easy access to come when it comes to voting. Because before, for me, when I was registered to vote, I was finding it difficult for me to fill in, so I have to bring it to work or someone to have to help me to get me explain to me the questions, and then I managed to fill it in and then send it back to the authority. Because if I didn't send it back to the authority, I wouldn't get a polling card. And if I won't get a polling card, then I wouldn't be able to vote. So registering to vote is really important. That's the first steps where a person needs to put all information in and then send it back to the authority, local authority.
Do you think there are enough resources like Easy Read guides to help people with learning ability vote?
Yeah, no, thanks. Another great question, guys. And I'm gonna really encourage people to look at the My Voice webpage. That will cover everything around that you need to do. It's very easy read. There's also some podcasts on there, which I've done a couple, and it also goes through around registering to vote, the IDs, and also easy read information about the parties and what they stand for. I think one thing that, and I think we'll all mention at the end, is the Easy Read Manifesto. They're not going to get that done. So the Labour and Conservatives have already mentioned 6 pledges for July the 4th. So what we're going to do, I think, is if we can get hold of those both pledges, then we're going to turn those into easy read so that people can follow what they've said that Labour and the Conservatives are going to do if they get elected. So please go onto my Voice webpage, and it'll cover everything easy read, and it's very accessible.
When I originally did my workshop around in 2019, which was the last general election, there was some easy read materials, but it was breakdown by organizations, but gets kind of not their job to like break it down to like easy read format. Is basically kind of the government task. So then I got invited to the cabinet office to basically spread my views around like easy read manifestos and why it's important to bring it out before the long run. I had just went out of the meeting feeling like getting really like how I want me saying that we need the easy read manifesto at the same time.
As Mark was saying, that we've got a really, really fantastic website on my voice, and the great work we've been doing to push accessibility areas of when giving easy access for people with disabilities and non-disabilities, and the support around of different areas of options where people can vote. Some people may not be able to get into the polling station for various reasons, maybe they might have health problems, so they might get access to the polling station. So there's ways of putting your vote in where someone on your behalf can also put your vote of your choice, who you want to vote, so the person can go and out there and vote for you. But I think it's a good thing having My Vote My Voice campaign where before it was very difficult for people to vote because accessible information wasn't maybe not enough or not at all, and maybe not people able to understand the information before. So I'm just hoping this time round voting will be more easy to access when it comes to disabled people and learning disabilities, because this is also important that they have the voice and also they have a right to vote.
Have you ever received support to help you to vote?
Another good question again, guys. Thank you for the question. I myself, no, I live independently, so I get no support whatsoever. But the organisations that I work with have got great support workers. I'm doing like a mini small tour of speaking to the managers and ODs to explain my voice and how they can support people on the day of voting and go through what ID they need, tell them about the My Voice website, and then actually how to support them on the day of voting. So I think on the day people should be ready and okay to vote. In between times, I am up until the 4th of July, I am going to still be speaking to people about making sure that they are ready for the 4th of July.
Personally, I don't receive any support when voting, as I'm independent and I kind of read up like all my rights in voting and etc. But I know that in my company there's a lot of people that we need to reach out to encourage them in voting and holding workshops around voting and what voting is, how your voice can impact in voting, and what proof of ID you need, and talking them through like helping them to register and supporting them throughout the stage up until July the 4th when the general election is.
Yeah, so when it comes to support, I think I have a very clear understanding about my rights when it comes to voting. But sometimes, like when it comes to things like information is provided to me, sometimes it's not very clear because sometimes local authorities do send information when it's not accessible, and information need to be explained what it means. But now, because we've got great campaign we're doing from one of my voice campaign that provides so much of accessibility information, but there's at times maybe local authorities may use a lot of different jargony wordings that possibility may come across that I might need explaining about specific information is provided. It's good to ask for help if you need help. If there's things you don't understand, it's very important. Do you actually ask because you don't want to end up where you don't understand what it means, then it might mean something else when you go go out to vote.
How do you feel about the idea that many people with disability don't vote?
Okay, thank you again for that question. It's really sad that people who still don't know how to vote and can vote don't get that chance or don't get that opportunity because they're still unsure how to vote and whether they can vote. Like I say, hopefully things have moved forward quite a lot, and now I think this campaign has got the message across loud and clear around it's their choice to vote, but it's their choice to vote, and it's their choice not to vote. But what we're doing is encouraging people to vote because they have a say of who they want to lead the country on their behalf and have a say in between around things that they like to change. So what I'd say now, if people are unsure around how to vote or not to vote, or if they're not registered, then please get some support. And again, our website will also help you. It tells you how to register, and then if you look at how to vote, what ID. So please, 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 I encourage everyone to vote on the 4th of July. Thank you.
Personally, I think it's all due to the lack of information about voting and the understanding of voting. Get people not clued up about if they have a right in voting, if they how to register to vote, and what is voting and what are the main three parties are standing, etc. So some people doesn't really know who the local MP are still. I really feel like my voice campaign is moving that in the right direction.
And also, it's a good opportunity for people to take part with voting. One is their right. Second thing, we are part of one society. And third thing, that we don't want to find anyone feel that they are stuck in having a barrier because of their disability and not able to vote. So it's really important that people with disabilities take part and vote in the voting system because it's important to put their voice in.
Do you think people with learning disabilities should vote in the election, and why?
Very good question to finish on, guys. Can I first praise you on the questions? The questions have been really superb. So yes, 100%. People should vote on the 4th of July. The reason why, it's their chance to have a say who they want to run the country after July. It's really and it'll be powerful to them. They'll able to have a say. Speak to your MPs if he comes knocking on your door between now and just before the 4th of July. Tell him the things that you want to see change. We know there's many issues around learning disability and autism that they need to do more work on. Because just very quickly, for the last 6 years, I've been going to the party conferences, all of them, and every time I asked an MP a question around easy read or did they know a person with a learning disability, they couldn't answer the question. So please, please, please vote on July the 4th. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark, for that. I strongly I agree with what Mark is saying. I really encourage people with disability and autism to vote on the 4th of July, as they have a right to vote, and also I have the same experience, like when I speak to like my local MPs or any MPs that attended a conference, none of them can tell me what Easy Read is and wouldn't really know what learning difficulty and autism is as well. I do encourage like to speak to local MPs and MPs who are just knocking on your door to say, "Oh, vote for us," and etc. to say what you want to put in the manifesto and explain why that is very important to you, because if that's done, that make it more knowledge for the party, and also they will reflect on what they need to change in the system as well. So I do encourage people to vote in the next general election, which is July the 4th.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for people with disabilities, learning disabilities to cast their vote on the 4th of July. Also, all parties also should provide not only the full version of the manifesto, but also the easy read manifesto is providing in the same time with the full version manifesto. And also it's a good opportunity when people can read the manifestos, what each party's plans are, and also people with learning disabilities and also all other disabilities as part of one society, making sure they cast a vote, and also taking part on the voting system, and also the government is is a decision makers of all of the decisions that people with disabilities take part on the public services, like welfare services like benefits, employment, and social care, and many important areas that people with disabilities have access to, and where the funding is provided by the government. So it's very important that people should vote. First thing is their right. Second thing, we use many services that the government provides, and also the funding that is also provided. So I would like to see more people with disabilities voting and making sure all parties are providing the manifesto, the full version manifesto, plus the easy read manifesto at the same time, and where give people a chance to read the manifesto properly, and then after they can cast their vote on the 4th of July. Thank you.
At all time we have to show today we thank to Mark, Schumann, and Ismail for joining all for temperature. Oh, really great for sharing your opinion and expertise. The voting, especially many people in our community will be struggling if they travel to the next direction. To you, everything I would like to ask
Okay, well, first of all, let me thank you for a very good interview. You both did very well. Some great questions. Just to add on Ishmael's easy read. I don't think the government again have enough time to put together an easy read manifesto. Not in 6 weeks, but I think my vote, my voice will look at how we can. Both Labour and the Conservatives have done 6 pledges. So I think what we're going to try and do is put those 6 pledges in easy read, and then they'll go on my vote, my voice webpage. But thank you very much for inviting me today. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree like me as what Mark said. I do not think that the easy read will get out in time for the July the 4th, or if they do a easy read, that will be like 2 or 1 week before the general election. So I will recommend going to my Vote My Voice website to get all the different easy read manifestos, and then we will be running workshops and encouraging people to vote and it's how to vote and etc. And a big thank for the team for having us. A great job from the podcast team.
Yeah, I'd say a big thank you for having us, and also like to see a lot more people cast a vote, and also there's the support around and all the guidance is around on the My Vote My Voice website page. And yeah, so that's thanks for having us again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you guys for today. It's been brilliant. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Remember to comment, like, and share on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us by searching for People First Podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.